Hey guys, welcome back to another Redbeard Outdoors episode. For those of you that are new to the channel, we live full-time in our Lakota horse trailer and travel all over the country. And today I'm going to tell you guys about 20 things I hate about this Lakota horse trailer. So let's jump right into it. Alright, coming in at number one is going to be this 12-foot slide out. It's made by BAL AccuSlide, and we've had 3 problems with this in less than a year so far, and it has to do with the cable snapping. So I've done a lot of research, and it turns out these cables have to be perfectly aligned and pulled together for them not to snap on each other. And we've had this in 2 different RV places, and neither one of them have correctly adjusted these cables, and what that has led to is them breaking on us and having a ton of slide out issues. So right now it's actually broken, and we've got it supported with a jack down there to help keep the weight off of those cables right now, because we're going in to get it fixed again. So I've done a lot of research, and luckily I know how to maintain these cables now. I'm going to start checking on them about every 6 months to ensure that they don't break again. But that's one of the downsides to having a slide out on any RV or trailer. So number one is definitely this slide out. Coming in at number 2 is going to be the windows. I feel that the windows in these trailers suck. They're not double pane windows, which in the winter they condense a lot, create a lot of water, and creates quite the mess to clean up in here. So during the winter we got to kind of keep these windows clean, and don't let water sit there too long and condense and build mold in there. And then the other thing is that when you open it, this insect screen is set in place and you can't adjust it, which means you can't clean this part of the window right here. You never have access to that to get it clean, so that's kind of annoying. Our last horse trailer, this insect screen slid back and forth, and you completely open up the window. Lakota, you need to get on that. Make this a sliding screen right here, because there's tons of benefits to having it that way for cleaning and for letting in a lot of airflow. So tacking on to the window situation, I'm not a huge fan of the blinds either. I like that they have this lighter one and this darker one, but I wish this darker one was a lot more blackout, a lot darker, for multiple reasons. Is for sleeping, but the main one is we try to keep as much heat out of the trailer in the summer, and if this is blacked out, more heat wouldn't come in through these windows. And that's another thing about the windows, is since they're not double pane, they let in a lot of heat and cold air. So we have some insulation that we tuck in these windows because of that purpose. So another reason I don't like these windows. Coming in at number 3 is the plumbing. All the water, fill, and city hookup is in this area under the step, which I really don't have an issue with that, but this is the front wall under the nose, and it's uninsulated. This whole compartment's not insulated very well, and the plumbing runs through the floor to the back of the trailer where the restroom is, and to the kitchen sink over here, and it's ran through the wall and barely insulated, and it's enough to definitely make it freeze in the winter. So number 3, plumbing, definitely gotta insulate these floors or figure out a different plumbing option to where you're not running plumbing piping in what I call an exterior wall application, because under the trailer is open to the exterior. I have helped that problem by insulating my trailer, which I have a video on, and I'm going to touch on here in another number coming up here on the list. Coming in at number 4 is the aluminum hinges on this big horse gate in the back here. We've already had a horse bump into it and break these hinges, and they're aluminum welded, and so these welds cracked, and what we did was we had to go and reinforce them with these bolts right here. After we jacked the gate back up, we put these bolts in, and it's now the main structure of these hinges, and really kind of holding it together. So these need to be like heavy duty steel hinges, and not aluminum with aluminum welds. So I'm not a huge fan of all aluminum when it comes to massive gate doors like this. This little item holds the gate open, and this is all cracked up, and it's aluminum, and it bends easy, and it does not work well. So any kind of high wind, this can't support this gate being held open because it'll just break it. So we have to be really careful when we use this and when we're in windy conditions. Next item for number 5, we're going to stay back here, and we have a ramp that flips up right here. It's held together by aluminum hooks right here. Well, this one gets caught in the door and bends, and that's exactly what happened. You know, windy situation, door flew open, caught this, bent it all up to the point where the aluminum just snapped. So I have since replaced this hook with a steel hook. So far it's holding itself together a little bit stronger. The other side's still aluminum, but it doesn't have the door swing to deal with. So yeah, Lakota, these should not be aluminum. They don't last very long, and they snap very easy. Coming in at number 6 is our generator. Now, it's an Onan generator. It's a really nice generator. I don't hate it that much, but my issue I have with it is it's a propane generator. There is some benefits to that. The benefits is that it's a clean fuel source, no clogging, no gumming up of the generator like gasoline would, but it burns through the propane pretty quickly, so you don't get much life out of that generator on our propane tanks. We have 2 40-gallon propane tanks, which are the extra big ones, but yet that generator could probably burn through it in about a day and a half to 2 days if you're off grid, strictly running off of that. And I might be a little high on those numbers. I think it might not quite be that much, but yeah, burns through the propane really fast. I wish I had a diesel generator, because we often fuel up at truck stops with diesel, and then it would be nice just to pull forward and fill up the generator with diesel also. Now, you can get them designed that way. You can get diesel generators. We bought this trailer used, and it had a propane set up on it, so there's not much we could do about that. Coming in at number 7 is going to be our 8K double axle that we have right here. This trailer is a very big, heavy trailer, and I'm very surprised that they only put 8Ks on this. And I knew that when I bought this trailer. It's borderline quite not enough axle. I haven't had any major issues with it yet. It's more of a mindset, knowing that we only have 16,000 pounds back here, and the rest of the weight is at the nose of the trailer, and that sits on our truck, and that adds up to be about 6,000 pounds, which, if you guys know anything about gross vehicle weight and payload numbers for trucks, 3500s are typically, their max payload is around 5,000 pounds. So a lot of 3500 trucks, dualies, can't handle the nose weight of this trailer. Luckily, we have a Ram 5500, which handles like almost 11,000 pounds of payload. It can handle it. So we got a lot of weight on the truck. We got a lot of weight on these 2 8K axles. One day I would like to upgrade to 2 10K axles to make me feel a little bit better when we're hauling horses back here. We have a lot of weight in this back area, including dogs, and 3 horses. So definitely want that insurability that I'm driving down the road and I feel better with 10Ks than I do with 8Ks. Number 8 and 9 kind of go together, but we'll talk about 8 first, which is the Midtack. The Midtack comes to a point, gets very narrow on this side and has a door, whereas behind you it has a nice fold down ramp. I love the fold down ramp. I wish there was a fold down ramp on this side and we had a straight wall right here instead of a slanted wall coming off the bathroom over here. But one of the limitations to Lakota is that, from what I know, they only do 36 feet on the floor for horse trailers, and they don't go any longer than that. And I've seen all of their layouts, and I'm very surprised that they don't go longer than 36 feet. I really wish they did. I think the market's there for longer floor plans for them, and we could definitely get a larger Midtack because of that. If we had roughly, I wish this trailer was about 6 feet longer or so. And I wish Lakota would explore straight wall restroom options that go into their Midtack. Essentially, we haul a lot of dogs, and I wish our dogs were in here where it's insulated a little bit more. And I wish this Midtack had a ducted heat and AC option for our dogs. And going into number 9 and focusing back in on that 36-foot length trailer requirement, we have a pretty short stock area. And we travel with dogs and horses, and the problem with that is it gets pretty crowded in the stock areas. I wish I had about maybe 4 feet longer worth of stock area, maybe 3 feet. Luckily we have a floating gate, so that gate can move back and forth, and it gives us a lot of layout options back here. And luckily we're able to make it work. I just wish I had a few more feet in the stock area. Coming in at number 10, I kind of touched on this when I went over the plumbing, but I'm going to make it its own category. Is the floor is not insulated, and the black and gray tanks do not come with heating options on them. So I had to do all this myself on this trailer so that we could live in the winter in this thing. Since we've insulated, it makes walking on the floor so much better, because usually it's like walking on ice when it wasn't insulated. I should mention that there is a little bit of insulation that they put in, but it's definitely not enough. I've definitely increased the amount of thickness down here by over double. So Lakota, we use horse trailers in the winter, and you need to make them a little bit more winterproof, especially the water tank situation up front under the step. It needs a lot of heating options in there too. Okay, coming in at number 11 is this Jensen stereo system. I seem to have the worst luck with this thing. It doesn't sync to Bluetooth very well. It tends to crap out every now and then, and it just doesn't work that good, and it's not that reliable. The biggest issue is that the Bluetooth does not sync very well, and you have to do a lot of resetting to get that to work. And also, it does not link to the outdoor Jensen system. I wish they linked together and we could have the indoor outdoor music be able to play together and be the same. TV also was a Jensen system, and it broke almost instantly and the screen went bad. We got rid of that pretty quickly and got this Samsung Smart TV, and it's been a game changer. It's way better. It's 4K, and it has all the smart TV options built into it, whereas that other one did not. So Jensen is not the best stereo system. Next up at number 12 is the standard RV speakers that they put in here.
definitely like the cheapest ones you can get. They blew out pretty much instantly. So luckily they're easy to replace. I have 6-inch kicker stereo speakers in there with a built-in subwoofer. These speakers inside the trailer here are important for when we're watching TV and movies, and it kind of acts as a surround sound system. So I had to quickly upgrade these speakers because the ones that came from the factory are just a piece of garbage. There are also 2 outdoor speakers outside. Those still seem to be somewhat okay. I don't use them as much as these inside ones. They do need replaced at some point. They're not very good out there either and could definitely be upgraded. That might be one of my future projects. So overall, definitely need a better speaker system. We're back here in the Midtack for number 13, and that is that there's no power in here. Lakota, put a power outlet in here somewhere. Just one outlet, that's all we need. You know, we have so many tools that need power back here. I wish there was a power outlet back here. Now, this is my power wall. I have jerry-rigged a way to get power in here. I'm not going to go over that right now. We use a lot of tools, battery-operated tools while we're on the road, and I built a charging station for it. It's just getting power in here was very difficult. Lakota, put a power outlet in your Midtacks. Coming in at number 14 is the amount of running lights that they have on the trailer. This one's pretty minor. Not really a big deal, but everybody loves running lights on their trailers. Put more running lights across your trailer. You're about 20 short on the running lights, so definitely line those up. It'll help with turning at night for us. That's one of the bigger things is I like those running lights to use when I'm turning into tight spaces at night in the dark. So more running lights. Everybody loves running lights. This one's pretty minor, but coming in at number 15 is the cooktop. I know there's different options. There's an oven one, and then there's this one. But from what I've seen on both of them, they're so compacted that it's hard to get 2 pots on each burner because they're so close to each other. So depending on your design option, I just wish they were this was spread out just a few more inches, just a little bit wider, so we can get 2 pans on there and make cooking a lot easier. Number 16 is the faucets in the trailer. This has a nice look to it. It is kind of functional, but the option between regular and spray mode, once you push this, it switches it to spray mode. I'm not going to do it because once I do switch it over to spray mode, it's pretty much impossible to switch it back to how it was. The button on this doesn't work well, and it doesn't transfer between the 2 modes very well. The faucet here in the restroom has a slow leak to it. We haven't had this that long. I can't believe it's leaking already. I guess maybe the cartridge has gone bad in there and that needs fixed right away, or I need a new bathroom faucet in here. So the faucet is just not that great. Coming in at 17 is the Hayrack. I know Lakota has a bunch of different Hayrack options, but I wish they would make it a little bit longer. Even the ones that are custom molded in up there, they need to be longer. And I would target your height size around totes that you buy at like Home Depot. Being able to fit totes in there and closing the lid on it. Make your hay racks a little bit taller so that a bale of hay and totes can fit inside of those better. And don't be afraid to make it longer. The bigger the better. Big hay racks are nice. Coming in at 18 is the recliners. I know there is a couch option. I've sat on the couches. I've seen the couches. I hate the couches. I do not like their couches. They're definitely a cheap couch. We definitely want these recliners to watch TV and movies in. So we're glad we got the recliners. But they are better than the couch, but they are a cheap recliner. I'm pretty sure it's fake leather. They're already, this fake leather material is already peeling. Definitely not dog proof. Not very tough, and it cuts very easily. So not a huge fan of the recliners. I am a fan. I love watching TV in it, but overall, cheap material. We're gonna have to upgrade these one of these days and get a better, stronger recliner. And yeah, we may even need some massage chairs after we've been riding all day. Get like a massage recliner. But that's gonna be hard to find. This is a kind of a special RV one that's meant to fit in tight spaces. So hopefully I can find that replacement recliner pretty easy.
Coming in at 19 on this trailer, the exterior horse lights were awful. They were halogen and could barely light up anything. I've done a lot of work to upgrade my lights, and there definitely isn't enough lights on the outside. When you're trying to do chores at night, you need to be able to light up your area. So the exterior horse lights need to be a lot brighter and have a lot more coverage. So luckily I was able to do that myself, and I've since upgraded mine quite a bit. Coming in at number 20 is the roof. The roof is this little sheet of aluminum. It's pretty sketchy to walk on. Sometimes you got to walk up there to do any kind of maintenance on your roof, and it definitely gets dinged up very easily by hail. I have since put an equine roof on top of that flimsy sheet of aluminum, which has really helped out the whole situation. It helps it with keeping your trailer cool, and it helps with you know, when it hails. So definitely need to make a stronger roof and not use a flimsy sheet of aluminum like they do. I seen a video on assembly line where they just roll out that really long sheet of aluminum, and it's rolled up and it's real flimsy and it bends easy. So use a thicker sheet of aluminum. Okay, that's gonna do it for my top 20 things I hate about my Lakota horse trailer. You guys agree with this list? Is there something that you hate? If so, leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think about Lakota horse trailers. And make sure to stay tuned. I'm gonna have a video on 20 things I love about my Lakota horse trailer. So it's not all bad things. You're definitely gonna get your wants and needs and dislikes that you have about every trailer that you own. So I'm not trying to bash Lakota too much. It's just things that could definitely work on. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you subscribe for future content. Like I said, we live in our horse trailer, so we have a lot of full-time RVing content along with our dogs and horses. So make sure to subscribe, like this video if you enjoyed it, and I will see you on the next Redbeard Outdoors episode. Remember, get outdoors and keep RVing. I'll catch you guys on the next episode.